It's great to see everybody. The world is a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And we're back at a high from our hiatus. We're about to start a great month of content here on Productive Conversations. And before we talk about what was trending during the week, before we begin to discuss life itself, and have a productive conversation, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And we said it so nice. We said it twice. So it's great to see everybody after a week off. Allison, Ryan, and Jose are here. Great to see you all.
Yes, happy 4th to everybody who's joining us again after the holiday weekend. And great to be back with everybody, with Jose and Allison, and obviously Matt. So, yeah,
Yes. And a happy belated birthday. Jose celebrated his birthday over the weekend. How does it
that's right.
feel, Jose? How was your birthday?
Boring.
Boring. What
Boring.
do you mean boring?
I didn't really do shit. I'm saving up for vacation, so I might as well just
Mm,
save my money on vacation and rather just use my money there than just go out somewhere or go to get pissed drunk or somewhere.
but did you do anything or no? You just literally
Nah,
chill.
I chill my dog. That was it.
All right.
And then I went to go see me and him went to go see Jurassic Park, that piece of shit movie.
Where did you go to see Jurassic Park?
Don't
I,
know.
oh, so no, I didn't even know it came out
You
yet.
t-
I
you
was
took the
like,
dog? You took your dog?
I
Yeah,
believe it was a.
Interesting.
why not? My dog is
Wait,
trained.
I didn't know they allowed
wait, you
dogs
meant
in
an
the
actual
theater.
dog, huh?
Yeah.
I assumed you
They
meant like my dog,
no,
like a person.
no, my dog.
An actual
They're
dog. You took.
Yes.
small, so it works.
Yeah, it works. I'm coming in a book bag. Keep it moving.
In a book
Like my
bag.
dog would not be able to go. She's like 60 pounds.
We
Yeah,
gotta we gotta tighten up security because you got your dog in there in your book bag. Why is your book bag moving? Don't worry about it. Okay.
my dog
It's,
is super chill. He don't even move. He's like Metal Gear Solid. He stays still in a little box.
did he enjoy the movie?
He fell asleep for half of it. It was corny. I was about to fall asleep with him.
Yeah, they
If
should have stopped Jurassic Park after Jurassic Park 1. No need for the sequels. Because it doesn't
Oh,
make
I'm
any
glad the
logical
two
sense
was
to
better.
go. You literally go into danger. You're choosing to go to danger, all these characters.
yeah,
But whatever.
yes, it's very difficult to justify the same mistake over and over again across many decades of building a Jurassic Park when they've all failed every time.
Yeah, well, you know how I feel on this type of stuff. Allison, how's everything with you? It's great to see you.
Good. Been busy, but good.
All right. Love to hear it. Let's rock and roll. And as always, just want to do a quick read for our friends at Magic Mind. Magic Mind. This episode is brought to you by Magic Mind, the world's first productivity shot that helps you do more and stress less. If you're like me, jiggling a million things at once, work, podcast, content, life, and sometimes coffee just isn't enough, that's where Magic Mind comes in. It's packed with matcha, adaptogens, nootropics, and all natural ingredients that keep you focused, calm, and in the zone without the crash. I've been using it myself. Ryan's been using it, and it's been a total game changer for staying sharp, especially on long days. And if you want to try it out, head to magicmind.com/PCJune and use promo code PCJune. Get up to 48% of your first subscription or 20% off your first one-time purchase. That's magicmind.com/PCJune and use promo code PCJune. Magic Mind. Stay focused, stay cool, get the magic. And Magic Mind reclaim your brain. All right, where do I start? It's been a week off. Luckily, a slow weekend, with the exception of celebrating the United States of America. And nothing crazy. I mean, there was even peace. For the first time in New York City, particularly, not one shooting in New York City on July 4th. Not one.
You didn't see the news.
What, the next day someone got shot? It's usually how it
So,
happens.
someone was like somebody who unfortunately passed away the next day. It was determined that they had been shot at the very end of 4th of July. So exactly one person, which is still really good for New York City.
Well, I guess
But
that's what I
they
get
were
for
on
trying to
pace until
cheer
like
things up.
11:55. And that's honestly, you know, kudos to New York City. 11:55 is a heck of a run. But yeah, I literally saw that same message and then I saw that next one. It was literally, they were tweets on top of each other. I saw the one tweet about nothing in New York and then I saw the next one. And then later that day, the first person commented on the second one, like, ah, well.
Well, that's what I get for trying to be positive there. But we'll switch things up, though. Like I said, it was still at least a quiet weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves on 4th of
Yeah.
July. And where can I start? Where can I start? What is our first story back, or first trending topic or viral video? Well, we love to talk about dating and the human interactions in the dating world. We know about dating apps, right? And I've seen this new trend, right? And I'm back and forth on it, right? I don't know how I necessarily feel. I get it at some points, and some other points I don't get it. But as I'm ready to pull this up really quick, the dating profiles, right? 3 or 4 of us have lots of experience on dating apps. Am I right?
I think
Yeah.
it's well documented.
Well, of course, we're pros at it.
Oh, jeez. Well,
So good, the apps just don't want us to get off of them, so we're still on them.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Well, we'll figure it out, but let me show this one thing, right? We know about Hinge specifically, right?
Oh, FML.
That's the app that's made to be deleted, according to them.
Exactly, according to them, right? I want this trend to specifically Hinge, but the idea, instead of swiping right and left, you actually you could liking comments more. This person, right? So I assume this is specifically male, but this woman named Pumpkin Love Bomb, she actually takes the time to judge the Hinge profiles. She will literally look at them and put notes like a teacher grading. She's literally grading Hinge profiles. So why don't we see this trend that other people have done, and we could break it down here. This is her top one, right? This is her most successful, the one she pinned. So here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Says here, you exist. I'll tell my friends you exist. She writes cute. He's 6'4". She says that's nice. He's 26. She says okay. And then this particular, she gives check marks for her the guy's job, post production at a network. He went to St. John's. That's a check mark apparently. She gives a check mark that he's
Educated,
that he's agnostic, so
yeah.
still figuring out if God's real. She gives a star that he's liberal. Check marks for Rockaway Beach in Queens. Long-term open to short-term check mark, and being monogamous is another check mark.
Hair.
She wrote hair. The fact that he's not bald is a good thing. So we see here, this is a perfect
10
Hinge
out of 10.
profile, according to at least her. Why don't we read the comments real quick? The bar, it truly is in hell. Mind you, this type of profile is rare. When I tell you I've seen hundreds of these videos, and this is the first that wasn't covered in red flags. Are straight women okay? The bar is hell. 4% of the population are the bar is 4% of the population are 6'3" and up. My short king brothers are doomed. So what do we think off the bat from this? Off the bat in this particular one?
Well, as a short king, I do feel personally attacked by the 6'4" being a requirement. Not even a nice to have, but a requirement. But what I liked about it was we didn't even see this guy's face. We saw his hair.
Yeah, right.
That's it. So like we don't even know what this dude looks like. She said 10 out of 10, sight unseen. And as Nick Lachey would ask, is love truly blind? Can you just see random facts about a guy and their hairline and fall in love? And the answer might just be yes.
She's glad he's from Rockaway Beach, Queens.
Yep. Well, I assume there's a reason for
Rock,
that.
rock, Rockaway Beach. You know that song from the Ramones?
I do. But I'm not from New York City and I'm not from Rockaway Beach, so I have no idea why that's a good thing.
All right, so we have initial thoughts. Allison, Jose, have any initial thoughts off rip from this?
I
Same
wouldn't have
time.
given it a 10 out of 10, but that's okay.
What was your critique then? Where are you taking points off?
Like the prompt where it's just like it was so lame. It was like you exist.
I'll
Like
brag to my friends you
I
exist.
feel like that should just be automatic. Like I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay, so you would not have gone with cute to describe.
So
Plain, I wouldn't even take it. Trust me.
Mm,
I mean,
that's another point off.
I smashed a couple of girls from down there. It's a bitch just to get a 2 a.m. hand job. I'll tell you that.
that's right. And who hasn't been there?
So why don't we play just a couple other TikToks? They're shorter, and then we can have a deeper combo on this. So we have this person again, 24, smoke weed. Never have I ever smoked weed. She gave that an okay.
Okay.
24, 6'6". Oh, that's huge.
Nexio on the Venus.
Good. From software developer, another for Southern University A&M. Not political gets a question mark. Not political.
If you want some background, then you should probably find a niche site to do that. I would
One
agree
thing
with you on
Hinge
that.
can
You
also
can
do if
that
you
on
go,
Hinge though.
yeah,
True,
if you
true. I mean,
do the
yeah, that's why they have
paywall,
the info, right? Yeah.
but you have to pay for that feature.
Yeah, but usually people on Hinge are not paying for it. Like if I'm going on
Someone's
Hinge,
paying for it.
I'm not. Nobody does. That's why they throw it every 5 seconds at you. How many people you know go be like, I pay for Hinge.
Me?
Like I
Nobody.
know pay. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's not
That
me,
I'm
Matt,
not a good person
Matt,
to
hi,
ask.
Allison. But I'm just saying, me, Matt, and Allison, we're on Hinge. Do you think any of us are gonna pay for that, or do we know anybody that pays for that? No.
No, I don't think so. I will say also though, Matt, just to say this, I wanted to say this before Jose's point. I do kind of get why Christian, non-political. My opinion, that's a scary combination. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, of course. I mean,
Can I play one more?
Because
Let's play one more profile. This one got
Go
a
ahead.
0 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll do our final thoughts here. So a 0 out of 10. The way to win me over is make an obscure over the top Star Wars reference, specifically an Obi-Wan quote. She only gave an okay for 6'3". 35, she gave a check mark. Conservative. Maybe. Palpatine is better. Question mark. All right.
Wait, why did it get a 0?
I don't know. She called it 0 out of 10, but
That's crazy.
You
She
can't
saw
be-
she saw conservative and said 0 out of 10.
Well, you can't like Star Wars and be a conservative. So he doesn't even know who the fuck he is.
I got to hear why that is.
The comment said that too.
Hmm?
The
I
comment
got to
said
hear why that
too.
is.
Disney, Star Wars. So you don't think that with Disney fans, you're not conservative. You're actually on the
Well,
other
I
side.
mean, yeah, but Star Wars wasn't Disney originally. Oh, listen, I
Okay.
agree. Star Wars is
Star
not.
Wars is Disney. When you think of Star Wars today, you think in Disney. Conservative and Star Wars
I
do
got it.
not mix. So
Well,
he
they're
is
the bad
confused.
guys. Yeah, they're the
He's
bad guys in Star Wars. I agree with
he's conf
that.
he's confused in what he really is. So he gets zero. Like you don't know who
I
the fuck you
guess.
are. Pick one. Are you Star Wars or are you a conservative fuck? Pick one. You only can
I
be on
didn't.
one side.
Wow. I didn't
Okay,
realize
I
that
got
those
one
were
more profile. This
opposites.
was a little more. This is a little more descriptive. That got a bad review. So we'll just
Okay.
quickly play that really quick, and it plays one of my favorite songs. Life goal of mine: create an NGO, run a winery, open a restaurant, and serve the community and friends. Smiles on that. 510, okay. 39, okay.
Can you pause that
Yep.
real quick? This bitch on the last one says 6'3" is okay. This nigga is 5'9" and still okay. That's a big fucking gap from 5'9" to 6'3".
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. Let's continue the clip.
But is it? I mean, for her standards, it's 6'4" is great. 6'3" is okay. 5'9" is okay. Are you really good? Both of them are really okay at 5'9" and 6'3". That's like a 6-inch difference. That's a half a foot.
Hey.
Range.
She's into short kings too. Just as a non-discriminatory
5'10" isn't short.
grader.
5'10". I'm
5'9"
not.
is.
Well, I'm 5'8", so I mean, I don't give two shits
I'm
of short. No, I think it's
5'6".
average. I think 5'8", but what I'm saying in her little fucking mathematics, 6'4" is good, but after below that, it's okay. But where's the standard? Like, when does it go bad?
I don't know, but 5'9" is
Wasn't
great.
feeling it that day, I guess.
I guess so.
5'9" is great, and everyone should be happy to be 5'9".
Obviously, she's grading on a curve already. Go ahead.
Grading on a curve. I mean, that's really it. You know, I think we've seen enough. I mean, you know, everybody has their niche in making content. My only question they'll ask you all before we move on: is this necessary? Imagine if your profile, if you are trying to find something and you're used for content in this sense. Again, everybody has the right to do whatever. She's not putting their names and faces out there, but
I think
the idea of
I do.
actually grading profiles like that, is that necessary?
Do we not all do it ourselves? I mean, in some way, we obviously don't pick a pen and paper and do it. But I assume we look at, first thing we do is look at the photo and like, all right, cool. You read the bio and it's like, all right.
Mhm.
And you continue so on until you find like there's something you dislike, and then you're looking for a reason to swipe left. So I mean, in some ways, like how she's doing, she's just being thorough just to be thorough. But I mean, realistically, we all fucking do it in some aspects.
I definitely.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your specific question,
I look for everything to swipe right. That's just me, though.
Well, yeah, but either way, it's the same concept, though. But
Well,
my thing is, to answer your
you-
specific question, no, you don't need to do this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need to share your thoughts. But Jose is right. Everybody's doing this privately. This person's just, capitalizing on the fact that everyone is doing this. Oh yeah. It's relatable content, and because she knows everybody's doing it privately, so she's going to do it publicly and get the clicks.
You really do it just you looking for a reason to swipe right?
I mean, in the sense that, like, I just look through the pictures. Do I say something right? You can go.
Here's my grading. Here's my grading curve. I'm looking for a reason to swipe left. If I can find one negative thing I don't like about you, I'm swiping. So the minute I look at your photo, I'm looking if you ugly. If you ugly, automatic. I'm not even gonna waste my time. And go on from there. And if you pass the three standards, and then you get a swipe right. And if we match, all right, bet. Let's go.
That's kind of crazy, though. You go into something looking for it to fail.
Here's my thing. If I find something, I'm looking for something that I don't like. Because if I can find it in your profile and this is what you feel like is your best you, then I'm not gonna waste my time on it.
I guess, but it just feels like crazy
when you're
to jump into something like that. To be like, I'm looking for this not to work. Surprise me by making it work. It's like, I would look to see what might work about it.
Interesting
Because I'm
stuff
just that's
there.
how you waste your time. You're giving if you're willing to give if you're just looking if you're willing to slip by and let it pass by just to give it a right, well, let me go. And let's say you waste some time and you're just not feeling it. I have to swipe right. I have to be feeling you in some aspects. Because if we match, I'm going to invest time in you. And time I don't get back.
Mm.
So if I'm gonna invest time, it has to be something I know that is worth taking a shot. If I feel like there's something that I'm just not feeling it, I'm not gonna swipe right on you. No matter how cute you are. If you're cute and you have a shitty bio, or you got two kids with two kids with two different baby daddies, yeah, I'm not swiping right on you. Just- or you are a devoted Christian that's off Jesus and want to wait till you get married, cool. Swiping left.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I feel like that's like such a negative mindset. I feel like you should go in with a little more optimism.
Yeah, if I do, I used to be that way. I used to swipe right on everybody, give everybody shots. And guess what? I got 20 motherfuckers and 20 motherfuckers all drop. And then I'm sitting here like 20 motherfuckers I just talked to, wasting my time on. When I notice that if I'm picky, if I'm gonna put my time onto somebody, I just want something that I know that if it doesn't work, cool, it doesn't work. But at least I know that it was something I was interested in. Instead of just giving it a fucking chance. You never know. Get to know the person. If I'm not physically attracted or I'm not physically or like reading your bio and nothing stimulates me getting to know you, then why I'm gonna waste each other's time?
There you
So
go.
I mean,
keep moving.
yeah.
All
So I
right.
actually knew a guy. Sorry, I actually knew a guy in college who on Tinder you would see him going like this and going super super fast, and he was swiping right on everybody, and I was like, why are you swiping right on everybody without reading their stuff? And he's like, because everyone deserves a chance. So
Aw.
like that guy.
I
I
saw my
used to
Uber driver do that.
I
Hey,
used to do
that's
it.
nice.
I used to do that 100. You get 100 swipes. I used to do all
that,
100.
but I didn't think everyone got a. I just wanted to see who swiped on me first,
I
and
don't know.
then
I just wanted
I
to
would
see.
decide
I
from
just
there.
wanted. Right. I just wanted to see. You hate the fucking like. You get a mystery fucking photo. Hey, they swipe right on you, and you got to pay $10.99 to see who it is. Fuck that. Just keep swiping. Eventually, that bitch is gonna come. Just keep swiping right. And that's it.
All right, our next segment. Here we go. I love an airing of the grievance segment from this viral TikTok. Let me show you this, and we'll first answer it ourselves, and then we can read the comments on it. Ladies, let's pretend we are men. Start with your lies. The first one she says, quote, you are the only one I talk to. So once again, ladies, let's pretend we're men. Start with your lies. So we can, of course, start with the lady in our room. Allison, if you are a dude, what are the lies dudes are saying?
That's probably like the top one.
You're the only one I talk to.
That's
Jose, you
literally
said that
probably
a
the
few
top
times.
one.
What? What was it?
You're
You're
the
the
only
only
one
girl
I'm
I'm
talking
talk to
to.
when you're talking to multiple people.
Yeah, of course. Why the fuck am I gonna say otherwise? Unless, hold on. I do say that when you could tell when she's a little attached and feeling you too hard, you say that. But if you're having an open conversation and then I would be honest, if homegirl's being honest with me, I'll be honest. I'd be like, yeah, you're not the only one. I'm probably talking to 3 other girls at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Some girls are really chill. I know some girls are fire and wind signs. But if I know you're a fucking water or earth, you're the only one I'm talking to.
Or
Yeah.
when a guy says, "Oh, what was it?" He'll be like, "Oh," he'll leave you on delivered for like 5 hours or something, and he'll be like, "Oh, I was busy." Like, no, you weren't. You were on your phone. I promise. In that 5 hour period, you knew I texted you. You just didn't want to reply. So,
Yeah,
Yup.
we can't look thirsty.
Simple as that. No, you were.
like, no, and I'll say that. I'll be like, "No, you
I
weren't," and they'll be
Oh,
like, "What?"
jeez. Don't tell me do you really respond that way?
If it's someone who's treated me like shit in the past, yes.
Good.
I'm talking about like someone you're messaging online and you just start talking to him and you know he left you on red. Like you know he saw the
Like if I
message.
know if I see you either have viewed my Instagram story or active on any other form of social media, and you never texted me back, and then you were like, "Well, I was just busy." Like you clearly weren't busy enough to check your socials and do all this other stuff, and probably message 50 other girls you were talking to. So
That too, or probably I mean, yeah, most likely 9 out of 10 he's when talking to another girl or whatever, but
or when he says, I'm just a really bad
That's
texter.
a lie. There's no such thing as a bad texter.
I mean, I
You're
guess if you never text, that's a bad texter.
Right.
Sure. That if you're truly the person who never texts ever, and there are people there, I will give them credit. But most likely, there's no such thing.
no, I believe there's bad texters. The problem is that you're not worth me texting.
Right, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
That's more what I meant. Like, yeah, you might be bad at texting.
I'll be the first to admit if I'm a bad texter. Like you, even on our group chats, like I see it and I'll forget or just keep it moving. But that's usually how I am. But if I really like you and I see it, I'll answer you. It
Yeah,
just
That's what I'm
depends on
saying. If someone really likes somebody,
Right, yeah.
they
No, I
will
agree
do
with
what they got to do to communicate,
But
whether
it's
they're
hard.
busy, whether they're whatever. Like, it's not hard. It takes 2 seconds to say, hey, I'm
You're
going to have a crazy day today. Be like, I might be MIA. You might not hear from me. I'll talk to you when I can.
you're
Yeah.
right in the sense that if you've been talking for a while, I agree with you. But if it's fresh and new and I'm a bad texter, I don't have that connection with you yet. I'm building it. So at first, you can tell like when a dude starts liking you when he's texting more often and more rapidly than he used to. It used to take him an hour, now it takes him 10 minutes. You can tell the difference by just those like little notions that he does. In the beginning relationship, it's kind of hard. Obviously, there's gonna be multiple women, but if he starts to text you way more, or if he's trying to initiate way more, those are clear signs that he's into you. So it's good and it's bad at the same time.
I'm always on my phone, and we could debate whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I always usually respond very quickly, just because I'm on my phone.
Mm.
And some people interpret that as being weird, and some people think that's
Desperate.
Exactly. I'm just on my phone doing stuff.
I hate
mostly for the show and
notifications.
stuff like that.
Like, I hate when my phone has like the red notifications on apps.
Yeah, mine's got tons
So
of those.
if I see
I got
it,
a tons of those. I might be the only person who sees 1,000 texts on a group chat, and I'm excited to read them all. I will.
Yeah,
admit
you
I'm
are.
not-
No, for
that.
sure
I'm the
you
only
are.
person who's excited.
You know the funny thing is, you guys see those red dots and be like, I gotta look at it. I'm the opposite. I go to my settings and then I go where it says notification and then I like turn it off. And keep it fucking moving.
Seriously, if you don't hear me respond to you, that's how you know I don't want to talk to you. I even talk fast to people. I respond fast to people I don't want to talk to, but just because I respond. But if I really don't want to talk to you, you will not hear from me. But why don't we actually now read the viral responses to the actual TikTok? Quote, I'm focusing on myself right now.
Oh, I love that line. I use it all the time. That's my line. No bullshit. Oh, it works.
I'm focusing on myself right now.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to question somebody on that if they really are, but
It's
then
just
at the
like
same time, it's an easy out.
but that's why it's an easy out.
It's
It
easy
doesn't
out.
mean anything. There's
No,
nothing about that. That doesn't mean anything.
No. It means a lot to me.
Well, I mean, yeah, as an excuse, sure, but it doesn't mean anything.
For me, I already know she's interested, and obviously, if I'm using that line, it's because she's coming too strong on me.
Fine.
So it's me giving each other space because if you continue to fucking text me every good morning, every fucking day, how you're doing, every fucking 5 minutes is a problem.
I think you misunderstood who my message was for, Jose. My message wasn't for men telling them not to use it. It was I'm telling women, if a guy says that, they've not said anything. There's no definition to I'm focusing on myself right now. You can't point to be like, oh, they're doing X, Y, and Z because they're focusing on themselves right now. It is amorphous. It has no defined edges or boundaries. It does not mean anything. And that's not to say, by the way, that you can't focus on specific things about yourself, but I'm focusing on myself right now without any qualification. Doesn't mean anything.
You know what it
Wait, are
means?
you focusing on your fitness? Are you focusing on your
Yeah.
education? Are you
No,
focusing on your dental
Ryan.
hygiene? Like, what are
We're
you focusing on?
we're
You know what I
focusing
mean?
on ourselves. We're trying to be better people, Ryan.
By doing
Basic.
what thing?
Well, it's
Yeah,
personal, Ryan.
exactly.
You can't. It's
That's
not your
exact. That's
point
a
to
great
know.
response to that. It's personal,
It's
aka
Well, it's a
personal,
great
Ryan.
response, but
yeah,
at that point, they're not telling
Yeah,
you.
no, but the
right.
point is for a woman, if a woman gets that response, the easiest thing is to be like, okay, no problem, whatever,
Sure.
and drop it. Because guess what? If a guy does that, if you give him some time alone, guess what? He always fucking comes back. It's just they only use that line when you're too much. If you're too,
I
it's
guess
obvious.
I would just caution ladies to know that that doesn't mean anything. It's all that's like word salad.
It
Sorry.
doesn't. Yeah,
Word
realistically, it doesn't. It just
salad.
means it
It's
just means
literally
Fuck
just
you.
I want to not talk to you for a little bit is what
Yeah.
that would mean.
it
Which is
literally
not working on which by the way, for guy this one is for guys, that's not working on yourself. You're not making yourself better by refusing to talk to somebody for a couple of weeks. That's not how you get better at anything. Other than being
honestly,
quiet.
Yeah, unless you go
it
to like
means
therapy or
realistically.
take classes on being better
Wait,
or
but
watching
that's
YouTube.
different. That's different. Yeah,
Headaches
you're
from a
actually
psych
doing
ward.
something.
Ryan, we are doing something. We're smashing another girl. Obviously, this other girl that's
Is that
texting
to
me
better
is top.
yourself?
Yes, it's better
What?
than my. It is better than me. It's getting me my
Your
sexual
dick game better be
frustration.
solid by the time you come back to me then. Holy crap. You better be
Well,
lasting ever. You better be lasting hours.
You know what?
Real.
Yeah, I suppose so. If you're bettering yourself
my dick. Well,
through your
listen.
sexual prowess, then sure, I guess that
It
counts.
obviously
I'm
means there's.
practicing for you.
I have another girl.
I'm
Yeah.
practicing for you. I guess that counts.
No.
So
Well,
romantic. It makes me want to delete Hinge right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Oh.
practice for it. It's more like you're my safety net. If that falls through, I still got
Safety
you.
net.
I'll come back and
Safety net. That's really still not working on yourself though,
Well, it's
Jose.
gonna fucking
Sorry,
suck
and
when that safety net goes snip, snip, motherfucker, and it's not there, and you're gonna fall flat on your ass.
listen. Most dudes that say that line usually have three. We always
well,
have the
that's fair enough.
parachute over the parachute of the parachute.
Anyway, what are the other ones?
A couple of other ones real
We've
quick.
debunked the focus.
I love
We've
this.
debunked focusing on ourselves.
I love this one. All I do is work and go home. That is a very guy thing to say.
No, that's but that.
Oh my god.
If
That,
a guy,
guy just said that.
That
if a
would be
guy,
true.
no, that one's true. If I use that line,
might be
swear to God, is because I usually work. I go to the gym. I go home. I might not say the gym part, but realistically, if it's the only time I say that line is some bitch comes up to me and be like, "Oh, you never have time anymore," or blah blah blah. And I'm like, in my mind is like, "Bitch." I go home. I go to work. I do it again and repeat Monday through Friday.
Yeah, so actually this is crazy, but I'm with Jose. I think that comment is wrong. I mean, I'm sure that person is very upset with whatever guy made her think that, but most of the time I think that when a guy uses that, it's and obviously to be clear, just be clear. I'm not saying that there are, I mean, maybe there are some guys who genuinely go to work, go home, go to sleep, wake up, do it again completely. But by and large, if a guy says that, it's because they're probably getting pressed about not doing something with somebody enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy is already, because of work and because of whatever, feeling like they don't have any time, right? They feel like they're already super busy because they've got a lot to do at work or they've got a lot of stuff going on that's, professional, personal, whatever.
Yeah.
And so if you're already feeling burnt out by like your day to day, and then someone's kind of pressing you about not doing anything, and this, by the way, this is not even just guys to girls.
Yeah.
This is guys will do this to other guys. Like if you got that one friend who always
True.
wants to hang out and you just want a moment for yourself, you'll just be like, dude, listen, I can't. And they'll be like, why not? Be like, I literally go to work, I come home, I go to sleep, and then I gotta do it again the next day. Like that is something I think a lot of guys say. And I mean, I've heard girls say that too. Like if you
Yeah.
work if you work a 9 to 5 or more, sometimes you're burnt out and you don't want someone else to dictate how you spend, like to tell you that you're not making enough time when you feel like you have no time. So
Has
I do disagree with that one specifically.
how about
Well,
I'm not like
you
other guys?
oh, that's in the beginning. That's in the beginning stage. We say that bullshit.
Yep.
That also doesn't mean anything. Genuinely. Because like, actually, no, seriousness, and Allison's here to confirm. Allison, do you think me, Matt, and Jose are the same? The three of us?
Yeah, but generally when we say that,
Hold
we're
on.
saying.
This is not a trick question.
No.
No. Okay.
But-
This is not even to be rude. Do you think me and Matt are the same?
No.
Do you think Matt and Jose are the same?
No.
Do you think Jose
Yeah.
and I are the same? Let me finish, Jose.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
We've thoroughly done this now. No guys are the same. Every
I
guy
think
is a little
true.
different.
That is true.
So
think-
I'm not
Hold
like
on.
other guys. No, I know, because you're your own person. If you're like other guys,
Hold
that's
on.
actually weird.
We
It's
could have
not
done a
meant
whole
the way-
magic mind on this
it's-
episode.
it's-
I'm-
it's-
so much stuff.
It's not meant the way Ryan says it. When we say that, it's like we're trying to lie to you and tell you we're not cheaters. We're not like
no,
most
I
men.
know.
Or we're
Yeah,
like,
can I say one of the top comments is, "You think I have time to cheat? I'm literally going through a lot."
correct. And no bullshit. That's when we are cheating.
See,
If I'm
Jose,
telling- no,
I feel we.
here, I'm gonna
Somebody
give you the
who
difference.
said it and somebody's
Hold on.
heard it.
Hold on,
Go,
I'm gonna give you.
Jose.
I'm gonna give you the difference. Like the line we before, where I'm always working, I'm home. You want to know why we say that? We're honest about that line. It's because you can literally go to my job and see my car. You can literally go to my house and see my car.
Right. You'll know, yeah.
Me. But the other lines, I'm different from most men, or I don't got time to cheat. That's bullshit. Like I'm most likely
Everyone's
cheating
got
on you.
time to cheat.
I got time to. I'm gonna play the shit out of you. If I tell you I'm not playing you, I'm too tired. I can't. That's a lie. That's me telling you. Want you to think I'm going to sleep, but realistically, I'm with Becky in bed and probably Jasmine too.
Again,
So-
Jasmine.
we could do this all show, but we do have to move on. The last one I will say, if
Yeah.
anyone else has anything to add, if anyone else before, the only comment that actually the content creator actually responded to was this one, was my cell service is bad over here. And she replied it with this and laughing emojis.
Oh yeah, when you put no disturb, yeah, that one works.
I always have my phone on do not disturb.
Yeah, but you have an airplane mode where it goes straight to voicemail. Like I don't got time for your shit.
Yeah, but in do
See-
not disturb it does unless you have people who are like marked to go through.
I'm disappointed. None of these are married guys.
But most no disturbs. It go and you have the ring, and it just goes straight to voicemail.
You
When you have an
actually turn off-
airplane,
You actually turn
when
off
you
the cell
when you have it
service.
on when you
You
have
really
it on
do want to
airplane
get
mode,
away from somebody at that point.
right? If
No
you
Yeah,
have
one's
it
going
on,
to
crazy.
be able to
That's
talk to
crazy.
you at that point.
but no,
That's
you use
crazy.
you use that line to get like to be like, well, I didn't get your phone calls. Like I didn't know you text me. I just got them just now, or blah blah blah. I had no self service. That's how you get away with that line.
Like
No,
more
dis-
effort to do that though than to just simply respond.
no. If I listen,
That is
if I
true.
but not
No,
I-
Allison's 100% right. Don't try and pretend that that's not true.
Hold on.
You just described. I can't even tell what you described back to you because there's too many steps.
when I'm with another, obviously I'm with someone else.
Yeah,
To
no, we
me,
got that.
it takes more time for me to make an excuse to go to the bathroom, answer your text, knowing that if I answer your text, you're gonna text me right back. I don't got time for that. I got time with the girl I'm next to right now, and I got an hour with her. I'm not
Why
gonna
don't
waste
you
your
just turn
time
your
going
phone
back and
off?
forth. I just
Just
put
say
it in
you're busy.
airplane. Yeah, I put it in airplane mode because then I start asking questions.
Mm,
When
I
You
got
don't
it.
start-
think putting a phone on airplane mode and
Would
not
you
hearing
know?
from the
Would you
person
know?
and their stuff
Bec-
not delivering?
Okay,
You don't think
right.
that's gonna cause questions?
No, because
arise?
no, because you won't know because you're thinking, is he really in spot with no service? You can't prove it at all. You
Yeah,
can
but they're just
assume
gonna
that,
assume
I
you're
can prove
lying.
men are
and-
liars,
and-
so I
and-
wouldn't even
and-
believe you.
Yeah.
and that's
I
fine.
don't think
But
that
that's
really
it.
helps
You
anybody. Yeah.
that's fine. You can assume that, but I only deal with it for an hour, and I'm done with the conversation. If I ask you, if I text you, hey, I'm busy right now, guess what I'm gonna get? 1,000 fucking answers. Then I gotta make up a whole fucking story to say why I'm busy.
Jose,
And then
no
guess
offense, you must be dating fucking bimbos because there's no way there is no way I'm believing you that your phone was on whatever and you were in a place with no service.
you're not
Unless you're
believing.
stuck on a fucking MTA train on the
Okay.
L or something, and you're not
There
even
you go.
to me.
It's
Then okay, but no bimbos. I'm sorry that
no offense. And that's
Bringing the
gravy.
heat. I love
But
it.
here, but here's the problem.
Vacation
You
views,
have
right.
you have no proof. So
It
if you
surely
really
can't work more than once, though.
here's the
Like, can
problem,
we
but
at
yeah.
least admit that?
here's the
You
problem.
can't
You got
one.
Oh,
No, but I'm
Here's
saying
the-
like one person gives you the benefit of the doubt. Like, all right, maybe they're
I'm not
stuck on the
giving
train.
benefit of the doubt of the
No,
shit.
no, Allison, I know that, but I'm saying like, let's just assume a good person is dating you, and they're like, all right, maybe they genuinely were actually just didn't have service for some reason, right? There's no way you can run with that again. You can't be like, yeah, babe, my service just keeps not working when you try and call me every Tuesday. Like, there's just no way that can work more than one time ever.
Here's
Unless
the
you're
problem.
dating a motherfucker who doesn't pay his phone bill, which I won't lie, I have dated in the
Well,
past,
okay, sure.
and that's totally fine. But
But you guys are missing the point. If you're
I'm not.
interested in the person,
Yeah.
you start to look the other way in things. It's obvious. It's super obvious when you're the person looking outside looking in.
Like you don't care you don't
Trust
care
me.
about anybody that much.
Trust me, if
Sure.
you're interested in somebody
What's up,
and you're
Dad?
into somebody, you will look the other way
I
because you
guess.
want this to work. So if he messes up one or two times, okay, yeah, he'll get away with that bullshit. They'll use it one or two times. But the third
Well, that's
time,
what
the
I'm
fourth
saying.
time,
You
you'll get.
can't.
I mean, that line ain't gonna work every time. But
Yeah, that's
obviously,
not a repeat use line for
but
certain.
homeboy, and listen, homeboy smashing this girl multiple times and putting on airplane multiple times. Do you think he actually gives a fuck eventually
No,
after a while?
that's
Exactly.
a solid point. Correct.
So once he smashes you, he's gonna use that line till he smashes you, and after that, he gives two shits. The line works to a certain extent, but once he gets to a certain extent, he doesn't give a shit.
I guess, guys. This
So you might say
is what
bimbos,
it
yeah,
is.
you're correct. But if they're interested in me, they're gonna look away a couple of times, and then after that, I don't need them anymore. They want to bounce.
You
Sure.
didn't deny it, Allison.
I'm gonna make
They-
you
Sure.
Please do. The last thing I will say, there was one more. See, this girl Ellie Garcia had commented the lie the guy says, "I have a good heart," and she comments, "That's a sign of run."
I mean, it's a weird thing to say.
I have a. Good
I don't
heart.
know what it
You
means.
need other
per
people to
se,
tell you
but-
you have a good heart.
Yeah, yeah, that's a weird line to say. I don't know.
That's
Ah.
why she
Red
said
flag
run.
so
That's
much
why
as
she
just,
said run.
Well, I don't know about
Oh.
run. I'd just be like, what? Like, okay, that's what we're leading with? My
Yeah.
good heart?
I think that if the guy says that, I think the guy need to run.
The guy needs to run if he himself says he has a good heart.
If he says
from
that shit,
himself?
yeah. Because usually when the guy says that is because the girl's fucking batshit crazy and assuming bullshit about him, and he's like, she's shooting, he's cheating, blah blah blah. He's probably not, and he's fucking trying to argue his way that he didn't do anything wrong. He probably didn't do anything wrong, and he's gonna be like, I like you, I have a good heart. Never would do that to you, blah 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 blah. And obviously the girl has issues. That's why she's choosing your shit. So guys who usually use the I have a good heart bullshit usually should just
Well,
run.
if someone was turning their cell service off on me, I would go batshit crazy too and accuse them of shit. So
And
We
if they
got-
responded
we got a
with,
new Allison,
I have a good
everybody.
heart, then you should run away. I agree with that
we
comment.
got
my
we got a
God.
new Allison, everybody. I love
yes, Allison is not playing no more. My dog is even concerned.
it. Question of the day, everybody. Let's get 5 minutes on it. Would you rather be ghosted or friend zoned? Would you rather be ghosted or friend zoned?
Friend zone.
Friendzoned.
Friend zone.
I'm gonna be weird. I don't know. I'd rather be ghosted. Simply
Matt, I
because
believe that 100% about you.
I would rather just. I get the hints. The convo's dying. No one's talking to each other anymore. Sometimes when they say the
Not
term,
true.
when they say the quote, "No answer is a answer," I understand at that point. So I'm fine just moving on. and we just are happy with where things ended.
Hold on, hold on. I agree with you on that aspect. If it was on them, if it was their choice, sure, I agree with you. But if there's a chance to be friend zone, you obviously would take that. I mean, you had exes or people you used to talk to on your show before, right? They were at one point, right? They would. Would you consider them
Not
friends?
direct exes, but
But my point is, if you have an opportunity to have a friend, like be friend zoned, I mean, you're gonna take it. I mean, because you don't know where that goes later. It's kind of like leaving the door open. If it
So
being ghosted, you're kind of you have to shut that down because now you can't trust is out the window. Even if that door was open, at least when you're friend zoned, at least the person cared enough to tell you like, hey, it's not gonna work, blah blah blah. But you seem like an amazing person. Like like would like to still keep you in some communication, some wise, and go from there. You kind of feel good about yourself. Being is
I'm gonna put my head in the lion's mouth here, Jose,
Mhm.
because I agree with you. If you're talking to someone romantically and they're like, it's not gonna work, but let's be friends, why wouldn't you just be like, all right, I got a new friend? I'm with you. I'm
Right.
agreeing. That's how I would see it. But I've known Matt a long time, and I do think Matt is being genuine in saying he would rather you stop talking to him than say, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out. I genuinely do believe that Matt is like, I don't need more friends.
yeah,
If it's not going to work
I got
out,
enough
don't waste my
friends.
time.
Exactly.
Like I've heard Matt say, if it's not going to work out, don't waste my time. Like I've heard him say that to like obviously to me, but about other people. And so
Mhm.
I very much do believe that Matt is not like now Matt's not trying to be contrarian. I would actually say for Matt specifically that yes, he would rather somebody who's not interested just
Right.
stop talking to him
No,
and
I
like
mean,
try and
Yeah,
continue something afterward. I will
exactly.
put that out there. And again, I think Matt knows that that's true.
uh,
That
Yeah, that's
you know
I
fine.
Matt,
agree.
I
I
agree
but
agree with you. I agree with you on that.
with
Like
Matt.
knowing Matt is like the center of his own little bubble, and it's like he's good in his little bubble. Like I get that. Like he
Well,
has his
yeah,
little.
I don't necessarily think either option is wrong. I guess that I
Yeah.
personally like having, if I've already met a person and I
And
already know a
and this is
person,
really
then
also for like
friends to friends. But
this is also for like meaningful relationships, actual relationships, even meaningful situationships, if you believe that's a thing or not. Like,
right,
of course, little things I don't mind you just stop talking, which I don't. I hope I'm not speaking it into existence for the rest of the people I meet for the rest of my life. But as long as I know the chemistry wise now, where it's like, oh, this ain't gonna work, so it's fine to just ride off into the sunset. Like, and that's specifically for me.
yeah,
I
No
and
one
would
else.
again, I don't think it's wrong with that.
know,
But
I guess. Like, I'm sure we've all had situations where things are going like seemingly well and then like someone just has randomly ghosted. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever
That's the
experienced.
worst. I don't exactly want that. Like if I'm
Yeah.
saying, like I said, like if I'm also in a way,
That's what
if I'm
ghosting
also
is
disinterested.
randomly.
Also, that's me if
Who-
I'm disinterested in the person as well.
I've
Like I'm
never
fine.
ghosted, actually, now that I think about it.
I think this
Uh,
question's more or less if you have emotional investment into the person, would you rather be ghosted or would you rather be friend zoned it? Because at the end of the day, it only really matters if you're emotionally invested
right,
into this. Because
if you care,
if you don't give two fucks, then the answer is I don't give a fuck. But that's the point of the question: is if you're emotionally invested in this person, you obviously care about this person. You can't control them if they ghost you or not, or they friend zone you. But if you had a preference on which one would it be? Now I get Matt's point of view. If Matt is the type of person, if it just started talking, Matt gives two fucks. He'll either let you do whatever the fuck you want to go out the fly away to fucking Africa. He gives two shits. But I think Matt does give a shit if he's emotionally invested. Now, it
oh
might
yeah,
take him a
yeah.
while, but that's the point. If you're emotionally invested into some girl or to somebody, would you give a shit if he or she
well,
ghosts?
but there
I
is
think,
also a difference between giving a shit and wanting to be friend zoned. Again, I
but
do
I
think
think being friend
it's
zoned, you at
different.
least get an option.
No, I know that, but I'm saying just from the perspective of other people who are more like Matt, like there are people who, if they really care about you and then you're gonna hit them with the, not you, it's me, or we're not compatible, like they're gonna get angry. And I don't mean angry like aggressive angry, but I mean like they're gonna be annoyed that
Yeah, they'll be
they
upset.
put themselves out there. They kind of, they try to be their whole selves authentically to really connect with somebody, and then they received, negative back. And so they're not gonna want to be friends with that person. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
so I'm saying functionally, they don't want to be friend zoned, and therefore the preferable outcome would be ghosted because whether you tell them or not, the end result is they're going to be upset.
Yeah.
So if they're going to be upset regardless of whether you tell them or you ghost them, then it doesn't necessarily matter to them. They don't want to be friends on. So I'm not even saying like, oh, I want them to ghost me. I'm just saying the question is almost, do you want people to friend zone you or not? And for the answer of no, I don't, I'm not okay with being friend zoned, then yeah, you by default would technically rather be ghosted. But if you're okay with just being friends with somebody after dating them or whatever for a while, then yeah, you would pick friend zone.
oh, honestly, it's just the maturity level of the person realistic on that aspect. If you are can't grasp that, right, the relationship obviously just not a match. And if she's offering you friendship, if I'm gonna get pissed off at that, at least that person must
Well,
have never been ghosted before.
pissed off is not the right word either. You can be upset or
Well, I'm
annoyed
upset, but what
without
I'm
being
saying,
pissed off, right? But
I get that, but I think if you're upset, you'll be like, all right, cool, maybe we should take some space and blah blah blah, and then
right,
talk it through. And
which is
you,
not friend zone. Then
Yeah.
you're
which is
ghosting
not take
them.
something, but no, but if you take some space and if you get back to like text them like, hey, maybe we 'cause friends. Eventually, the friend zone dies. It's not like you're gonna become best fuck. I mean, that rarely fucking happens. But
Mm.
you get to a point
Yeah.
where you're fucking friends and you kind of mess with each other. Hey, happy New Year, like happy birthday, and you keep it fucking moving. Eventually, it gets down to that. I think it depends on
Maybe. Yeah.
you. It depends on realistically. You don't. If you have the mindset of I don't know what the future is. Maybe out now, maybe in 3 years, blah blah blah. You might have that advantage instead of being. It depends on what you,
Your mindset, yeah.
how, where.
Jose, I think we gotta get your
We're
connection fixed.
yeah.
But we do have some other things. We actually got a new sponsor to tell you all about.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are excited to hear our new sponsor, it is Ladies Come Running Cologne. This episode is brought to you by Ladies Come Running Cologne, the only cologne guaranteed to turn heads, raise eyebrows, and maybe even start a flash mob. Crafted in a mysterious underground lab somewhere between Paris and New Jersey, Ladies Come Running Cologne isn't just a fragrance, it's a movement. A scent so bold, so irresistible, it's been banned in 5 countries for being too effective. One spray, you're charming. 2 sprays, you're magnetic. 3 sprays, you better have a crowd control plan. Whether you're walking into the club, a boardroom, or just your local Target, make sure you leave half a trail of curiosity and chaos behind you. Ladies Come Running Cologne. Smell like confidence, smell like danger, smell like her next mistake. Available nowhere because it's that exclusive. So thank you to Ladies Come Running Cologne. Ryan, you
Mm-hmm.
interested in Jose into this by any chance?
Yeah, I mean, so, when I got the pitch material for this, I was interested in seeing the forward notes. They have the raw ambition and a hint of red flag up at the top. But when you get a little deeper into the smell, you're going to end up with some shame, regret, midnight texts. So it's a very, very dynamic palette. And I, for one, am excited for mine's coming in the mail. I'm excited to see just how irresistible I can become to my wife using Ladies Come Round in Cologne. A little worried if it works too well. We'll have to barricade the doors to keep other people out. But we already have a bug bag in case the DC goes under. So I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm about
Awesome.
to shower in that shit.
Allison, would you be interested in Ladies Run you in this new innovative cologne, Ladies Come Running Cologne?
Well, can't be worse than how the guys I go for smell, so it's fine.
That's a fair point. Do they smell bad or good?
Some like guys at the gym, I feel like need it because they like don't know what deodorant is, and it's so horrible, especially in the summer.
Well, this what's great about Ladies Come Running Cologne is you don't have to pick between smelling bad and good. It's both. That's incredible.
That's right. Speaking of red flags,
Have me licking their armpits in no time.
we only have time for one of these today. One game is game, right?
Oh, good.
Who's ready for the one game is game moment of the episode?
Born ready.
Game is game explains why it's better wifing up a woman that had a hoe phase than an innocent girl.
Okay.
Oh, off the rip. Jose, you hear this?
Yep.
All right, see what Game is Game says about this.
Ever been through a hoe phase or nothing between dating a hoe and a woman who never been through a hoe phase or nothing like that? Chat, if you go out here and you get you a woman with a body count of 1, trust me, it's gonna be hard to keep her in place. Because guess what? You only dick number 2. And she gonna always wonder what all these other dicks feel like. If you go ahead and get you a woman who already done been past her hoe phase, chat, I'm telling you, I swear to God, she might be more loyal to you than the woman with less bodies. I don't give a fuck about all this red pill talk you hear. I don't give a fuck about all this shit that you be hearing online, nigga. I'm telling you, women need to experience a fucking hoe phase. They all need it. They all fucking need it. So go ahead and get you a woman that's been through a hoe phase and got it out of her system. Try to make it work then. Because if you get you a bitch that only got 1 or 2 dicks, nigga, trust me, you're going to spend your entire motherfucking life trying to keep that curiosity that's in her head from going out here fucking other people. And I'm telling you, it ain't an easy job. It ain't an easy job. A lot of you niggas ain't cut out for it.
All right. 5 minutes starting now.
I can't believe me and Game is Game are aligned in defeating the red pill mob that's destroying men online in this country. Now, obviously, the caveat maintains don't call it a hoe face. That's number 1. Number 2, I don't. Okay. Number 2, I don't fully agree, but
What?
I do
What
think
part?
that. Oh, wait, hold up. It's a degrees thing. It's not a total rejection. Okay. I don't think you need. It's not like all women need to have had multiple partners or anything like that. Well, I do think that you shouldn't be trying, like, you shouldn't be basically discounting people just because they have had more experience. Because, as he's pointing out correctly, they've kind of seen what they like, they've seen what they don't like, and now they're with you. They'll know better right away whether or not you give them what they like or don't like. And if you give them what they don't like, they'll tell you. And it may not work out, but you'll know. And if you give them what they like, now you're going somewhere. Now you've got that. You know that it works because you know that she knows what she needs to be happy in a relationship. And so I think that he is right in that there is a lot of benefit to having somebody with more experience. Now, does that mean that every single woman who is less experienced is going to be constantly curious? No. Does it also mean that even curious women who have only a few, experiences are always going to want to and then act on like cheating impulses, even if frankly they are curious about what's out there? No, I also don't think that that's true. So I think that you could be fine. But I do think there is value in having somebody, like a woman who advocates for herself, who knows what she likes, is willing to tell you that, and knows it from experience, not from, whatever she heard online, because the trad wife thing is almost worse than the red pill thing at this point.
Ryan, what the fuck are you talking about? It's really plain and simple. You'd rather have your wifey go through her whole phase now than later. Because once she gets ran by a train, she's been there, done that, and she's ready to settle down. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if I marry a girl that only got laid one time, now curiosity comes in her mind. And now I'm gonna go through all this bullshit where she wants to try a couple of fucking lollipops, different flavors, and try them out. If I have a girl that already been there, done that, and went around it, and she knows what she wants, and she picked me, she ain't gonna leave me. No matter all the bullshit, we could be fighting all day. She's staying. So it's not about experience. The bitch went through, could have like 10, 100 dicks, and they're all ass.
That would still be experience, Jose. And then she knows she doesn't like those, and
She doesn't
so you
care, but
don't. Okay.
my homie, the point is she doesn't. She's not tempted. That's the point. It's not about experience. She don't give a shit. I'm
I
more
got
nervous
it.
if the bitch only been laid one time and shit ain't working out. Me and her are fighting, and like let's say we got married and the shit ain't working. She's more tempted to bounce, and she can be like, "Well, there's more fucking whatever in this. There's more fish in the sea." Where if I've been with a girl that been with 100 niggas, and she's like, "Oh, I've been there, done that. It ain't gonna be like." My mindset is like, "Well, it ain't any better than this motherfucker, so I'm just gonna stick to it. 'Cause he pays the fucking Netflix account, and that's it. We're done."
I guess, but I think my answer was better.
It's very popey of you. Yes, your answer is more popish. Go ahead, Allison. Tell us. Give us the girl's point of view.
Just let women do what they want.
I agree with you at the end of the day.
And I don't think like
I think you're muted. Sorry.
Can I end
Melvin?
this with one thing though? Right? We've done enough of love and dating today, but I'm gonna end this on a wholesome, actual love story. As we debated about love, men and women, all of that, I found this TikTok late at night that got me choked up with my gangster tears. And this is something we all
Jesus.
can actually like, right? As we debated about men and women and dating and fucking and hooking up and marriage and holy matrimony, all of that together over the past 4.5 years and continuing. But let me show you a viral moment of love. This is between two people who are nonverbal autistic, and you can see it in their eyes. It is the one, probably the best TikTok I've seen in 2025 so far. Look at this. Look at this. We could all learn something on this beautiful moment right here. Look at this. Look how sweet this is.
I died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more.
Look at those smiles.
Time stands still. Beauty and all she is. I will be
Look at that. Oh, the head nod, the head tap.
Who's filming?
I don't know, but it's beautiful, damn it.
I just want to know who sat there filming the couple stare at each other for 1 minute and 16 seconds.
I don't
But
know.
the couple was
The
the
mom
couple
or
was
dad?
sweet. Yeah,
Mom
no,
or,
to be
maybe the
Mom
mom
and
or dad or a family member.
sure, that's fine. I'm just saying, couple was sweet, but whoever thought let's film this and put it on social media, they had an interesting thought process. But the couple was sweet.
4.9 million views.
I didn't say people weren't gonna watch it. I'm just,
I believe this is, from what I'm seeing from the profile, this is T4 autism. I think this is the mother of the son, what I'm seeing, of the man in that. But come on, how could that was beautiful, right? Look,
they seem very happy.
Every once in a while, I love a beautiful, wholesome moment of love, no matter what orientation you are. That is what it's all about. Damn it.
That's right. They were also presumably straight, but yeah.
Yes, true. In this case. But we love a good community love story too. As long as it's pure. That's all I'm asking for. Damn. Shit.
Is that too much to ask? I don't think so.
All right, let me talk about someone that pisses me off now. On a sports
Good.
level, not legitimate.
Good.
Anthony Volpe. You know who that is? The shortstop for the
do.
New York Yankees. Has had a very, very difficult season. Going from a Gold Glove winning shortstop to having 11 errors in the first half of the season so far. He's only, I think, 5 back from his all-time career high. 24 years old. He has a very big job. I give credit to him. But since he debuted in 2022, his Yankees career, to be fair, while still being very stellar on defense, really struggles at the plate. And he's been having a terrible season. And for like the last 2 months, somehow an Anthony Volpe play has led to a Yankees loss. He's had a very difficult season. And in this very difficult New York Yankee season, they start off so hot. Now they're 3 games behind first place a week before the All-Star game. They've lost 7 of their last 8. Finally won, lost a bullpen game to the Mets, who they themselves were coming and struggling, and they took care of business in the Subway Series over this past weekend. But Anthony Volpe himself, whether it's crucial strikeouts, missing double plays to have go-ahead runs, bobbling the ball that would be easy for a little leaguer. I mean, bro's had a very... What was that?
Is it drilling our captain in the face?
Exactly what I'm showing right there as a good segue. Just during the game on Saturday, Mets and Yankees, typical end of the inning, throw the balls away. Bro, as you can see here, nails Aaron Judge right in the face. Boom. You see that one, Ryan?
Yeah, it did, yes.
Look at that. And one more time, right in the face.
Think
He had to get stitched. He didn't need to get stitches, but he did have to get bandaged up. And he wore that bandage into Sunday.
Even the commentators were like, what is going on right now?
Like, with Volpe, when it rains, it pours for this season in particular. And people are starting to turn on him. But this is
his dad made everybody mad too, right?
Well, yeah, that's exactly another segue, right? Here's the actual viral clip. On Sunday's game, Yankees-Mets, they're in God Bless, I think it's either Star Spangled Banner or God Bless America. A Met fan was talking smack about Anthony Volpe, and his father was right behind him. And, well, this is what the clip is happening. Anthony Volpe's dad fighting with a fan, a Met fan in particular.
Let's go! Sit down. Your son is the best. Your son's the best. Not bad.
Listen, I give credit to the dad. He did the right thing. But
who's dad?
Volpe's dad. I mean, he's standing up for his family's name. You don't think so?
No.
Wait, don't you think if you're your son?
You finish.
Yeah, but okay. But I mean, that's this clip right there. All of these Volpe's
right. You're trying to tell me you're gonna let some. Hold on. You're gonna tell me, Ryan, you're gonna let someone talk shit about your son in front of you?
No, here's what I'm saying. Genuinely, here's what I'm saying. So presumably, you're at this game. You know that your son is having, we'll call it a difficult season from public relations setting, right? People are turning on Volpe on the fan base. Your son is a professional baseball player. He is living most people's dream. He is a public figure on one of the most famous baseball teams ever. Like, ever. The Yankees are globally known.
And also a very high prospect, too, coming into his career.
Yeah. Right. So, unfortunately, for Mr. Volpe Sr. There's an Uncle Ben quote that comes to mind about great power and great responsibility, right?
Jesus.
No, shut up, Jose. Let me finish. So, nothing that dad could say in the stands was going to make his son's life any better. That guy, that Mets fan, I don't know what he said. I didn't hear any actually negative thing about Volpe because they only filmed the argument between the two people. So I don't know what he said that started the argument, but that doesn't even really matter because that's not what was filmed. What was filmed was an argument between a guy who paid, however much of their weekly or monthly salary to be there at this game with his buddies or his kids or whomever he came with, and a multi-millionaire's dad yelling at him for being too mean to his professional athlete celebrity son. If you're a multi-millionaire celebrity, you are not likable to most people. Now, obviously, Yankees fans will disagree. They love him, but they don't, actually. That's part of his problem. But, if you're a fan of his, you're a fan of his. But the average Joe who doesn't give a fuck about Volpe, that's me, by the way, is never going to be like, oh, I'm going to side with the multi-millionaire because they were being, mean about the way he was playing. Now, there are exceptions. Like that messed up thing about making fun of that dude's mom that happened a few weeks back. And I don't remember the full details, but I'm sure Matt knows what I'm talking about. Where the fans were like talking about this guy's mom who passed away tragically.
Oh, the kid tell Marte.
That's messed up.
That happened during off time, but yeah.
Yeah, so don't do that. Like, you're a piece of shit if you do that. I'm not saying that everything is fair game. But if he was just jaw-jacking Volpe, like, you suck, or, waste of money, any of that nonsense that you say, or you're a jackass, any of that kind of ballpark whatever, and you got up and you start being all mad as a multimillionaire yourself now that your son's got all this money, just shut up. Your son's already better than that guy. Forever. Your son will always be better off than that one guy. Let him pay his, freaking $80, buy his $30 hot dog and his $30 Bud Light, and just say what he wants to say about the fucking baseball player. You're making the story worse by talking. Nobody wants to hear from you.
And he did definitely heard after. He's like, yo, Volpe, your dad got in a fight in the stands. And he did hit a home run on Sunday. He did help with the win finally, but I get what you're saying, Ryan. It is fair. I just understand where the dad's coming from as well. That's all I'm saying there.
Oh, I 100% get where the dad is coming from. Someone's making fun of your son, you want to protect them. I'm saying that when your son is 7 in Little League, yeah, that's when dad has to step up when someone is talking nonsense, right? But when your son is a multi-million-dollar multi-million-dollar player for the New York Yankees, at that point in time, it's your son's battles. You just let your son play his game, because creating negative media stories for the next week is not going to help your son play better. It's only going to distract him. It's to say we all criticize like LeVar Ball, right? We all criticize the dad who gets overbearing on the athlete sons. This is that. I can't stress enough. While we might agree with this particular one, and I also am aware that I'm talking to 3 Yankees fans while I'm saying this, and I think that probably plays a larger part of this than anyone cares to admit. And I myself, being a Mets fan, maybe am guilty of some of that too. But I think that this is the same as the silliness and the distractions that the other sports dads bring. You don't want to make yourself a story in the news when your son is trying to, turn around a season that has been underwhelming. And that's what he did.
Jose, do you have anything more? I remember with what Ryan said.
Well, Ryan Pope, he's coming with that bullshit. I don't give a fuck how much money my son makes. I'm snuffing the motherfucker. Period.
Can you imagine, though, costing your son multi-million-dollars?
Could you imagine that next time some motherfucker tried to disrespect my son in front of my face?
It wouldn't happen because your son wouldn't have
it wouldn't
any
happen
money.
because he would have saw that other motherfucker's jaw just been broken. So it won't be happening, period.
But so will the shareholders at Nike. And that's the problem.
I'll tell you what, Volpe is nowhere close.
What do you mean? Who cares?
If I was ever playing like shit, my parents would be like agreeing with the fan.
Well, that too. No, but not Matt. I'm not
typical...
saying
I know what you're saying too. It's just
like it costs him money to do this.
and Volpe's playing terrible, only batting 229. That's not helping either. With
No, it's not, but
with a stud prospect also playing shortstop for the Yankees in Double A right now, and George Lombard. He's still a couple years away, but if Volpe doesn't change his ways, he's gone, and Lombard is in. But it's disappointing, and like I said, just it seems everything wrong with the Yankees, Volpe has something to do with in these last 2 months. Every single time. Literally, he's the one. Yankees are down by 1 run into scorer's position. He's the one who hits it in a double play. This hitting Judge in the face. His dad fighting with fans now. Like I do somewhat give credit to Volpe dealing with all this and being such a hyped local prospect, but he hasn't really done much in his career so far, with the exception of Game 4 of the World Series, hitting a grand slam to win what now is a meaningless game, but that and then winning a Gold Glove, which you got to give credit for. But he's so far in bust territory for prospects, and bro better turn it around.
Golden Glove, you give him. I mean, I don't give a shit about Golden Gloves. That shit, Denny, they give that shit like for like fucking little medal for thank you for playing this season.
True, but like I said, it's not working for him, and I do think I blame the Yankee fans for hyping him. The Yankees didn't promote him as a big prospect. The Yankees did because he's a local person.
You know what? I think it
He's
is. I think it is.
succumbing to the pressure.
It's bad karma what he did to the fans at Fanatics Fest. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, tell us really
Ew.
quick.
Motherfucking can't even get close to him. People pay like over. You realize that Volpe.
I didn't know this,
Most-
but I did not know about this with Fanatics Fest. So tell us what's going on.
Volpe is about how much you think just that take a picture with him. You think would he charge?
He should only charge like $40.
Yeah, he was almost about like 175.
Nope.
Tad Chisholm was there. He was only charging people 100 flat, and he's charging 175. He was getting up to CC numbers, and people were taking pictures. Take a picture with them, and he did the Seth Rollins poses wherever he went.
Did he really then? Well, I guess then see more of a reason to be mad at him, Jose, for me.
So
yeah, his dad attacking fans is probably not going to help him get more people to pay for those pictures, by the way.
Right, realistically, even as Yankees fans, nobody really likes him anyway. He's tradable in our eyes.
I'm sure he is, but again, right now he's still sponsorable, and that's what you have to keep.
And unfortunately, Yankees are stuck with him at least this year. So Yankees need a third baseman very badly. So we'll see if cooler heads prevail there. But one more quick ad read, and then there's a couple other things before we're done. Guess what? We have another new sponsor. You ready for this one, everybody?
Ready.
This right here is Haunted Airbnbs. This episode is brought to you by Airbnb, Haunted Edition. Tired of boring vacations? Want a stay that'll raise the hairs on your neck and possibly Are you tired of boring vacations? Want to stay at a place that'll raise hairs on your neck and possibly unleash a century-old curse? Then book your next getaway at Airbnb certified haunted houses, where the ghosts check in before you do. Whether it's a Civil War era mansion where the piano plays by itself at 3:17 sharp every night, or a Victorian cottage with a mirror that whispers your secrets, or a basement that definitely wasn't part of the original blueprints, we got the haunted hideaway for you. Enjoy amenities like creaky floorboards with no known source, free cold spots in every room, a guest book filled with messages from the beyond. Use promo code BOO15 for 50% off your first paranormal stay and possibly your last. Airbnb Haunted Homes, where your vacation memories might just follow you home.
That's right. That's a good one. And we've all had vacation horror stories, but now you can get one for 15% off, and I think that's impressive. This is one of our best deals yet, frankly. And so I think, we always tell people to, check out our promo code, but this is the one you got to check it out. This is the best deal we've had so far, I think.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, just 2 quick stories to wrap it up. I found this content creator named Teej. He's just like a storyteller, content creator. I learned if you really have a certain niche, he's either a storyteller or he makes content based on superpowers. Like, would you rather have camouflage powers or super strength? And these have hundred
Oh,
thousands views.
Strength.
that's easy.
Strength, yeah.
No,
Right. I'm
camouflage.
just saying an example
Crazy.
there.
How do you get
But
super straight over camouflage?
Just punch
I don't
everything. You're
know.
super strong.
Yeah. Camouflage is like I can take my gun and shoot you before you get near me. Camouflage, I can't see you.
Punch the bullet. You're fine.
I
I'm
punch the
glad that
bullet.
works.
What the?
But I just want to quickly hear Ted's crazy work story that we all could connect with. This has over 1 million views, and there's one clip alone.
I just had such a horrible fucking day at work, and to end it,
No.
I was just trying to count the fucking drawer. A guy comes in, right? I look up and I'm like, hi, you checking in? Yeah. What's the last name on it? Jeffrey. So I sit there for like 3 fucking minutes, looking through our entire system for a Jeffrey. Whole time I'm looking, I'm like, would it be under any other last name? What's the first name? No one else booked it. Like, I'm asking questions about his room. And he's just like, no. So finally, I'm like, would you possibly have booked it on the wrong day? Do you have do you have the confirmation email? And he's like, oh, I'm booking a room. Okay. So then I get his room almost ready to book, right? I tell him the price is $96 before taxes. He's like, okay. I get to the end of the process and I'm like, after taxes, the room is $116 even. And he goes, oh no, I have a rate code for you guys. I don't pay that. So instead of telling me that in the fucking beginning, you just had me sit here and book a fucking room for the wrong fucking price!
Jeez. Tej, relax, brother.
I fucking hate it here. That's really it. You checking in? Yeah. What's the last name on your room? Jeffrey. Oh, I can't seem to find your room. Oh, I don't have one. Then why the fuck did you say you did? God!
Tej. Oh,
Jeez. Tej needs to see a professional, I think. We don't have any ads from like a, BetterHelp or anything, but
Yeah, we should. All right, the last thing we're doing today, I have a new content creator named Davi. All right. Davi also comments on funny things in the world. So why don't we see some of his deep thoughts? The top of this says here, low key, I shouldn't have a girlfriend because how do I explain to her sometimes they just don't want to talk for 2 days?
Oh, good. Full circle here.
Low key, I shouldn't have a girlfriend because how do I explain to her? Sometimes I just don't want to talk for 2 days. Like, I love you. For real. You're my person and everything. But also, sometimes I need 48 hours to reset my soul in complete silence. No words. No questions. No, what are you doing? No, would you still love me if I was a worm? Like, it's not you, and it's not even me. It's the concept of conversation. I've reached my word limit for this billing cycle. I'm not sad. I'm not mad. I'm not cheating. I'm not planning a double life. I just need to turn off for a little while to feel alive again. But when you're in a relationship, you can't just say that. You can't look at your girl and be like, hey babe, love you, but I need you to disappear so I can disassociate in peace. It's hard to explain, without sounding like a villain. I don't think ignoring is considered a love language. So, sometimes I just want to stare at a wall, eat cereal in bed, and be absolutely unreachable.
I somewhat get that, actually. Sometimes somebody just need me time. Like, leave me alone.
And it is very hard to do if you live with somebody else for obvious reasons. I will say that.
I like this one too. Sorry for texting right. I think he's going to say it anyway. So here's this second thought from Davi.
had my phone in my hand when you texted. I know, I'm very weird, and you should be concerned. I saw the message, and I replied, like a criminal. I didn't wait 47 minutes to seem chill. I didn't leave you undelivered for the 2 to 4 business days to preserve the mystery. I didn't fake being busy. I just answered you like a functioning human with thumbs. I wasn't playing a game of, let me keep them guessing. I was literally just watching a YouTube video and paused it. That's it. What's really crazy is I even use punctuation, so I understand that now I look unhinged. Oh, why is he so available? Why is he being a regular person? I don't know, maybe because I like you and I have basic manners. I didn't realize replying in real time was considered emotionally unstable now. What do you want me to do? Throw my phone across the room next time? Like, whoa, let's not look too eager. And let's be real. You were on your phone too. Don't act like you were climbing a mountain or reading a hardcover novel. You saw my response. I just want to be mysterious. So, yeah, I don't know. If me responding to your text in less than 3 hours gives you the ick, don't worry. I'll go work on being more avoidant and confusing, just the way you like it.
Thank you, Davi. Spot on with that. Whoever came up with the idea that responding too fast is a red flag is a freaking moron.
All of your rules are crazy, you people. You internet dating people.
Bimbo.
No, not just bimbos. I'm not going to just besmirch bimbos here. We've had enough dating conversations that the normal people on online dating and app dating have got so many freaking rules that they all have to follow, and none of them seem to make any sense. I haven't figured out how any of them are beneficial to getting to know a person. They all seem like they're designed to make it harder to connect with people, which I find interesting since your primary objective is connection. But I'm with him on that. I'm like, yeah, text when you see the message. Why don't? That's weirder to be like,
I'm gonna
I can't.
try to
Obviously,
be more avoidant.
And I get it. People don't know. Like, people will never see that you're avoiding them, right? But like, I don't know, and other people know, and I don't want to feel weird about me either. So this is not even for you. This is not for your sake. This is for my sake. It would be weird for me to be like, oh, I know the answer to this, or I do want to go see them in a couple days, watch a movie. But I can't tell them that yet because it's too soon. Like, to me, that's weird. That'll throw you off your game. You'll be talking all kinds of gibberish at that point. I'm with them on that.
So I play by my own rules.
That's right.
Why is it that when you guys think I have to reply, I already have something in mind I want to say, and I just choose not to answer it?
What happened?
Why do you think if I choose not to reply right away, you guys think I have an answer to what I want to say?
You might not. I don't know.
I think your phone was on airplane mode and you didn't get the message.
But my point true, that could be it also, but also I'm not looking at your message. If I don't want to answer, I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to look at your message, think of what I'm going to say, and then just not answer it.
No, but no, I'm saying in general, if you see the message and you have an answer to the message you just read, you should provide it. If you don't have an answer, then you'd be like, oh, I don't have an answer.
I think the problem is I see the message and I choose not to look at it or answer it until I choose to want to. That's the point.
And if the choice is made simply because the timer hasn't run out on the non-contact, then I'd say that's silly. I would say if you want to contact, just contact.
Or maybe I just choose not to just do it because I don't want to at the moment. Because I don't want to.
Then don't do it. I'm not telling you have to respond. I just said if you don't want to respond, don't respond. I'm saying don't pretend there's this grand strategy to not responding beyond I don't want to respond, which is fine. I'm okay with people saying I don't really want to talk to that person. I'm fine with that. I've never once had an issue with a person not texting me back for that. You can text me back 4 days later. I don't care.
But that's why we say we're bad texters. We look at it, we don't want to respond, we're not going to respond. Just because Matt or Allison wants to respond right away, cool. But the problem with that theory is if you expect me to match that energy,
Well, no,
And
it's not
I
about you
don't.
matching anything. I'm saying there are people, and maybe it's not you. I'm not even accusing you. I'm saying there
No,
are
I'm just
people who are
saying in
like,
general.
oh, you can't respond like this or like that, or if you respond with these words or those words, then you know what I mean? Like, too many words about the texting. If you want to respond to somebody, you respond to somebody when you see their message. If you don't want to respond to somebody, you just ignore the message. This is not, and what you say should be what you mean. It shouldn't be some sort of code that has to be deciphered using the Latin alphabet. Like there shouldn't be so much subterfuge in the way you're communicating with people. Just talk if you want to talk. Don't talk if you don't want to talk. And if you decide to talk, say what you're thinking. This is not hard. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to respond. I'm saying don't pretend that not responding is actually a strategy to make her want you more or to show her just how much it is you do or don't want, to show that you're looking for something serious or not. Like, well, I hear all these rules about, oh, if you respond like
Well,
this, if you use an emoji, it means this. No, just say what
Be
that's
you think.
yourself.
you're the only if you have a train thought, it's not that. The train thought is not responding is because you don't look desperate.
Like, well, and if you don't give a shit, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to give a shit.
No,
I'm
I'm
just saying
saying
don't
you're trained.
pretend.
I'm saying people pretend is because they don't want to answer it. Because they're pretending because they don't
Well,
want
yeah,
to.
and I'm saying
Desperate.
stop pretending because it's silly. That's what I'm saying. If you're pretending, just tell people what you mean. Don't pretend. You can
I
tell the
agree
truth.
with you. It's
Safe
just
space
people.
here. Safe
Some people
space here at Productive Conversations Podcast. You
correct.
just say what you mean.
I agree with you. Some people overthink it. What is because when let's just say Matt texts a girl right away and the girl don't text back 2 hours later, Matt's gonna start thinking like, well, I'm not gonna text back for 2 hours later too. Because I don't want to
Yes.
look desperate. I mean, that's what people do, but some people do that and some people just be like, I'll answer when I have time. When I'm in my bedroom, laying down my boxers about to before I masturbate, I'll just answer
Right.
it and just keep my day moving. That's it.
I suppose. Anyway, I know there's one more, but that was all I wanted to say. I agree.
All right, we'll finish it off with this one and then see Argonauts. But I do love the line when he was like, "Oh, he's avoidant. Oh, I'll
Yeah.
try to be more avoidant to enhance our relationship."
I love that.
All right, this is a good one.
Us texting every day meant you were interested. My bad. You know, it's silly me. I missed us texting every day meant you were interested. My bad. You know, it's silly me. I mistook consistent communication, inside jokes, emotional vulnerability, and late night. What are you thinking about texts for interests? Turns out I was just the unpaid intern in your boredom department. You sent me playlists. You asked about my childhood. You said good night with a heart emoji, but yeah, I was supposed to know you were just being friendly. You were out here trauma dumping, complimenting my jawline, sending TikToks like we're married. Meanwhile, I was just a background character in your attention span. Next time, just send me a survey link and ghost me. It's quicker. When you said you missed me, I thought that meant emotionally. Apparently, it just meant you missed my ability to respond within 3 minutes and boost your serotonin for free.
Serotonin.
Apparently, I was just there to validate your self-worth between your real options. My bad. It won't happen again. But going forward, you should probably send a disclaimer with your text. Something like, this will mean nothing to me in 2 weeks.
He's like
that was
Matt.
funny.
See, that's the guy who
Yeah,
wants
exactly.
ghosted, who does not want to have another friend.
I'm not on dating apps to make friends, Ryan.
I did say you were.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Same here.
That's
So,
that guy.
Thank you, Davi. You said it perfectly. Jose, Ryan, and Allison, great work as always. We'll see you throughout the week with more productive conversations content and all the love. Good to be here.
See you guys.
Bye.